Right, hello ladies and gentlemen, Tightwad here again. I think it was Mark has asked, he's doing like one of them competitions when you get X amount of subs and that. Obviously I understand the theory by it, but Mark's asked for what is your oldest piece of bushcraft kit. Now I've got a piece of kit that I'll show you in a second, kind of sentimental value to me, because this, while I was a young rifleman, a young soldier in the army, and I believe it was about 1982, I won this as part of a prize at a shooting competition, and it was at a NATO meet, so I was shooting against different people from different armies all across NATO, and to come in the top few was, at the time, I remember, was a very proud moment for me. I don't mind saying that, and certainly for my unit, because the people we were shooting against, I know there was, I can remember a team that we knew we had to beat was a United States Marine Corps team, and they are very much trained their riflemen, in proper shooting techniques, and they always have. Anyway, so Mark, I'm not joining your sub giveaway thing, mate. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I don't even know how many subs I've got. I know a few people have replied to me video, but rather than letting you see obviously my little special location, or mine and Barry's, I'm going to show you something that I won, and it went missing for ages and ages. So this is one of the things, I never give it away when I got out of the army, because it was always in my top right hand pocket. Obviously my first aid kit was in my top left hand pocket, and I think it's just making me smile now just looking at it, mate, because sewing this up, I know that the sewing on this my mother did, who's no longer with me, and this was even pre-paracord day, because as you'll see, the lanyard for this item I'm going to show you is an old soldier's bootlace. Again, we used to replace that with that white cord that comes with the IPK kit. And again, this is how I used to attach it to my top pocket. This is more than long enough so it would come into my right hand. It would always be attached to my jacket. And I know now, I didn't know how to look, because it was my mum that showed me how to use the sewing machine. When I used to go home and leave, I sewed that together, or she'll have done that, me asking her to do that, yeah. So, yeah, it's got some sentimental value there as well, mate, yeah. And that's just, this is literally pre-paracord, what we now know as paracord day, because that is a squaddy bootlace. We replaced the crappy bootlaces with the white cord after we dyed it. And that's it, if you've seen me IPK video. So here's the item anyway. It is a German pocket knife, and on there, I'm not going to shout out my last four numbers because that may identify me, but literally there was my last four numbers there. Okay, so this is something I've had from 1982, and we can do the maths on that. And when we turn round again, it resembles the German army pocket knife, but this one is actually made by Mauser. It's a slightly better quality build than the one that would be issued to the German NATO soldier. And for me, I've always had this, it's never let me down. The only thing I didn't find any use for, because I'm not really into this sort of drinking a lot of alcohol, is and we can see that's probably got some dirt from some training area. I lost this for a while, and I actually found it. I was ever so glad, because when I started getting into bushcraft a number of months ago, I looked round and I ripped everything apart trying to find this, and I actually found it in the bottom of my locker at work. So it's definitely made by the firm of Mauser, and the Germans, they do make good kit. So this is my oldest piece of bushcraft kit. It's got some sentimental value. I've used this on a number of occasions, and like I say, I know that my mum put them stitches in there for me, and sadly she's no longer here. But anyway, crack on with that. What I like about a knife is fairly simple, yeah? It has got a working blade, and we can see that needs a little bit of work on it, okay, but that's a blade you would use all the time, and you would sharpen. And see, when this clicks back, we can't have looking knives here in the UK, but I tell you what, that takes some pressure, and it's always going to bounce back. Excuse me. So that's the blade that you use all the time. I'd call a working blade. Now, the beauty of these things, and a thing I always look for in a knife, is that it has now got, I've got to be careful here, is a second knife, okay, and we can see again it hasn't probably been touched in 20 years, and it's got some actual manufacturer's marking. I'm not sure if that's coming out in the camera, But in an emergency, and I did need it once when a vehicle crashed and we had to cut somebody out of like a vehicle harness, very, very thick seatbelt material, sorry, you know, like webbing belt material. Knives weren't going for it. I went straight for the stitches and cut through upwards and all the way through the stitches to actually release them, and we pulled him out. So I know that there, when I needed a sharp blade and nothing else I was going to do, was there, because that gets pushed back into there. That's an extremely sharp blade. I'm very mindful of that, and it doesn't get used. It's there for that time when I need to cut somebody's clothing, they've got to have an injury. There can be a multitude of uses where whatever happens, because you know, it's Murphy's Law, that the moment you need to do something like that, that working blade is going to be dull because you haven't sharpened it. So I think that's a brilliant option. I love that in a knife, is that always, I'm going to be careful here, that is a razor sharp, yeah? That will cut like a scalpel, and I've used that maybe 3 to 4 times. Each time I used that, there was no question I need a sharp, razor sharp blade to either cut clothing to attend to somebody's wound, or as I say, extract somebody out of a vehicle harness, okay, when the buckle was jammed and it was off to one side. I won't dwell on that, but that's a beautiful sharp knife. I'm going to put that away now because I do know how sharp that is. Before I make this too long and boring, bottle opener, I confess, yes, as a soldier this saw some use, you know, when we were semi-tactical and that type of stuff. So the bottle opener's good there, and here we have got a screwdriver. This saw is so grim, and again, I'm gonna probably a bit bad there, but like I say, it hasn't been maintained. I will start, you know, give it a good old clean up and certainly sort out that blade. But that has got a beautiful saw tooth on that. I'm not going to do it now because I'm not doing a demo on it, but the saw teeth on that are absolutely wicked, and I've seen that whip through loads of stuff. And quite nicely, because it's probably a Mauser one and a posh version, it comes with a guard, because you don't want to be sticking your hands with that knife. On the other side, it's got a wine bottle opener. I'm not a wine drinker. The only other one thing it's got, and I have used it at a time, is I'm going to shut this down. Like I say, it does take a little while, and you would use that to make holes in wood or so forth. And well, there's obvious applications from there. I'm sure you can work them out for yourself, but certainly I'm not a soldier no more, and that's got a reasonably sharp edge on it there, so that could be used as a reaming tool. But anyway, Mark, just you asked for some video responses. Don't enter me into your subs, mate, you know, please, you know, somebody else is a win, but you're a great bloke, and I just thought I'd show you my oldest piece of bushcraft kit. The only other older thing I think could possibly be was some of the bags that I've got, the green IPK bags, mate. And we're not interested in bags, but yeah, that's got some sentimental value to me. That's was with me, well, I'm not going to go, at least a decade when I was a soldier. That's over 10 years as a soldier. That was in my right hand smock pocket, my combat smock pocket, pre-paracord days, mate. Like I say, somebody very special sewed it up for me and actually showed me how to use a sewing machine, because I was into sort of, well, just putting me crap kit right, and obviously that's where an attachment point would be, and that's the lanyard. It come off me smock, so I would always have, I'd never ever, this was a knife that you are never ever going to want to lose, because if you only end up with that, then I can do everything I need to do with that knife. So Mark, well, there's I think it's my first, what they call a video response. That's Tightwad's oldest piece of bushcrafting kit, and it's got a lot of sentimental value to me, mate. One, because I went up against some of the best soldiers in NATO. I'm not saying I won, I was certainly in the top few. I was a rifleman in the British Rifle Regiment, and that still means a lot to me that I was able to do that, prove my worth, if that makes sense. So here we go, mate. Congratulations on all your subs, Mark, and I hope everybody likes that. Anyway, it's a brilliant knife. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'll just say thank you for your time and take care. Tightwad, goodbye.